Oh, so it's bedtime. So that's why the lighting's so poorly because I just have my little nightlight on. And I am live watching a live um, of the Wizard of Radical Self Respect with Jared Nello. Right now, what he does is so I'm watching a live while I'm doing a live, and he's watching other people's video of other people's lives or recorded videos of the day's event of whatever case he's covering. He's still covering the Nancy Guthrie's case. The other day he covered a different case, but he right now is listening to Jennifer Coffin Doofus. I do not like this woman. She makes up these. Her hypotheses, her uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Her opinions, her uh, of what these cases, about these cases, um, you know, are dangerous. She is just makes up shit, and she talks dangerous stuff like that can get people, you know, harassed and hurt. She just is off the wall. What I can't, I just don't watch her like whenever she comes into a stream or whatever she's doing. Um, I could, I would tolerate her, but now this woman this woman body shamed and slut shamed a 16-year-old girl who is being accused of killing her mother and stepfather, of gunning them down, and they arrested her. She's now 17, but when she was 16, this has occurred. But this woman, this grown ass woman, slut shamed this girl, like the way she dressed, the way she was just, it was just unbelievable. So yeah, she's a piece of work. But this girl is accused, so she's innocent until proven guilty. There have been reports that the family, that the mother and the stepfather were just recently threatened by a neighbor or drug runner or whatever. So and there's evidence of that. So the grandfather and the father, the bio father, they're like, they're not showing us any evidence they have against her. And then also there's other stuff that was going on, and something was going on. So, but, and they're saying, well, how could she sleep through it? Listen, I don't know how many times I have to say this. When you're young, you can sleep through a lot. When you're a toddler, when you're a young kid, when you're a teenager, you sleep like a rock. I think I've told this story before. The house across the street, I was staying at my cousin's house. We were, how old were we? Were we like 16, 15, 14? The house across the street blew up, knocked people out of their bed, shook the building we were in. We didn't get knocked out of bed. We didn't wake up. We did not wake up. Her mother came in and had to, like, because she didn't know what was happening with the explosion. But she could not wake us up. So when people go on and say, oh, but how come they didn't wake up? How come these little kids didn't wake up? How come this teenager didn't wake up? Because we slept. If you forgot how hard and deep we sleep, I'm reminding you how hard and deep kids sleep. So, and the 6-year-old didn't wake up. The 6-year-old got up normal and went in and discovered the parents. But for this grown ass woman, who was supposedly FBI. I mean, she did work with the FBI for 25 years, and it seemed like she moved around a lot within the agency. I don't know. I just can't. She just is dangerous. The way the the hypothesis scenarios that she spews, like all this crazy shit, accusing people and just she annoys me. So she's talking in the background right now, and I'm not listening. So I just get in this chat and just I mean, I told him I promised I was gonna behave myself because she, whew, what theory she's saying that the guy fireman carried her out or put tape over her nose and mouth and no. Like, I mean, sure, anything's possible, but she always talks like she knows exactly what happened. And she's always wrong. She's always wrong. So she's just nonsensical. Anyway, so that now that I got that off my chest. So, oh, if you're on YouTube regularly, every day there is a new cold case solved now. Like more and more every day, 30, 40, 50-year-old cases. Um, a case just popped up on my feed, 46 years old. It's just so tragic. Um, it's just so tragic. But a little girl, 7 years old, um, went missing. Was it 1996? Um, Went missing and hang on, let me look real quick. Went missing, and then they found um, a body in Tennessee, and it was I guess identified as her, um, and of course they didn't know who did this, and they just oh 30 years. I'm sorry, not 46. 30 years later, a man charged in 1996 killing and kidnapping of a 7-year-old girl. She was kidnapped in Kentucky, and they found her in Tennessee. This poor child. So his name is Robert Scott Froberg. He's 61 now, so he would have been what, 30? Like he had been uh, in prison for burglary and all this whatever crap, and he escaped. And then he got caught in another state, in Pennsylvania or something, where he was trying to lure a young girl into a treehouse or something. Got arrested for that. While he was in jail, he escaped, and then that's when he took a van and he made it over to Kentucky, Bowling Green, and kidnapped this young 7-year-old girl. And just horrific, just horrific. But every day, there is a case, and more than one case on YouTube, um, that's been solved, which is a good thing. Uh, there are cases that should have never gone cold in the first place because of the poor investigating that was done, or the lackadaisical or lazy investigating that was done. But these cold case detectives that come out of retirement a lot of the time, they put together a team and they are solving this. And then also, some of the creators on this platform are putting together foundations that are saving, that um, are funding the DNA. So funding the DNA testing for a lot of these cases. So um, that's a good thing. So, but yeah, you got a teacher's murderer solved 26 years later. Christine Mirak, that's DJ, whatever his name was, I forget. I mean, if you just go, you will find you will find a case a day in YouTube feed of solved cases. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I'm happy to say that Cassie is like almost 100%, almost. So tomorrow she'll get, because I've been feeding her rice and chicken and pumpkin every couple of hours, small amounts to kind of get her adjust her system. Um, and she's almost uh, like right now she's zonked out. Um, and she's right next to me, so her favorite place to be. But she is definitely on the mend. I can't even imagine what it was. The only thing I can think is one or two things. She picked something outside and I didn't notice it. Usually I'm pretty good about catching her. Um, or the medication dosage was too close together. Um, there was not enough time in between the dose, and that messed up her system. I can't imagine it's anything that she ate, like that I fed her, because it's all stuff that she normally eats. So, and I didn't get sick. So, like I said, we eat pretty much the same thing. Um, she gets her kibble mixed in with the stuff, so she's getting the nutrients that is, um, processed into it. But yeah, there's another story about all the crap that's in this dog food. I mean, we known about that growing up. The only thing that we had, we would feed. They had canned dog food and stuff, but we would feed our dogs um, human food mixed in with whatever dog food was available, but mostly healthy foods. And my grandmother, she had all kinds of animals. She didn't go to the store and buy any store bought. At the time, probably too, there really wasn't any, but she didn't buy any feed or anything. She fed them what she was cooking, and they were healthy. She had a fish tank with the little goldfish that you usually get, that you win at the bazaar, and little, these things were huge, and whatever other fish she had in there. Um, and I remember looking at this tank and thinking, "Oh my God, these fish are huge for this tank. Usually they." And so then she's chopping up food, leftover food, and then she takes the plate and she puts it into the fish tank. And she was actually feeding these fish leftover food. They were like the fattest fish I ever saw. She was funny though. Um, but yeah, that was funny. So, oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm sleeping. I'm drinking my chamomile tea. Okay, what it is, he still has coffin doofus on. Because I imagine he wouldn't copyright strike me, because he's doing, like, I almost want to go into the chat and go, "Hey Jared, is it okay if I do a live of you doing a live, and of you doing a live of another creator?" But oh, that's right, tomorrow's the first. Oh, February, March always confuses me, because there's bills that are due on the first, and I always, like, my brain is not clicking over to the that it's the next month. Yeah, because it's flashing up right here on my computer that it's Sunday right now, March 1st, 2026 at 12:03 a.m. I have to remember to um, pay my bills. And I have reminders, because I had a reminder pop up on my phone I have reminders on right now I put um, my smartwatch to sleep for um, until like 10 o'clock in the morning. I don't have it hooked up. I don't know what notifications. I know I can go in there and I could do my smart ring to take pictures and stuff, like, but I haven't done any of that yet. But yeah, I have reminders everywhere. I have calendars everywhere, reminders everywhere because of my ADHD. It's just the way it is. And when you have ADHD, um, throughout your life, you develop hacks to work with it, so you can operate in society at a certain level. Um, but anyway, so yeah, so this is just a chit chat. It is in the true crime playlist because that's what I mostly talk about, true crime on here. Let's listen to what she's saying. Let's listen to her nonsense. I just have to hear it. I just have to listen to this. Let's see.
I detest it. Um, I know there's some good ones out there, but they're not vetted like our sources in the FBI. And so source has a holding meeting.
Nobody's listening to her.
I
Nobody's listening to her in the chat. They're all just chatting with each other. Hello, thank you. The girl in the back, black shorts yelled at a true crime. Oh yeah, because it was the girl in the black shorts yelled at a true crime show when she left. Not sure if she. Yeah, she's the girl who had her little booty hanging out doing whatever she was doing in front of Nancy's house. Um, People were like, "God, how dare you do that?" And she was like yelling at them. Yeah, I it gave me a disturbing feeling once. See what happens after a certain period of time. If there are people at a house for a true crime uh, happening, eventually all the nutcases come out. Eventually, all the kooks and cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, they all come out of the woodwork. They start coming out and they start acting up and, you know, doing their thing, doing all the things.
from another person that they say was close. We literally don't know from the source that is giving the information to the reporter, even a well-placed source, how close they really are to the case. And I can tell you, if there's any FBI agent, support staff, secretary giving out information, they're going to be fired. I mean, they're putting their job in jeopardy. I think they would be fired. You just don't do it.
What is she talking about? Is she talking about
Having
Ashley
said that,
Banfield?
I am at a loss at to why, at least the Pima County Sheriff's Office, the PIO, who is now big involved, doesn't just come out and say that car had nothing to do with it. Because now you have sleuths and online detectives and people in the neighborhood, everybody worried, was this car part of it? Was it or wasn't it? So just come out and say. It's very simple. The vehicle that was seen 2.5 miles away that recently was reported by Fox, we've done our investigation and we've determined it's not involved.
So that's what people were saying in the chat too. That car that we went over a night or two ago, not involved. The car that someone was saying, is that an arm? Not involved. So again, but apparently Sheriff Danos isn't saying that. So I'm not even sure where people heard it, but Jennifer Coffindoffer just said it.
Instead, you have sources, and I truly believe how that works. I think it's very seldom you have a literal FBI agent that is working their tail off conducting this case is going to be leaking information. I just doubt that happens. I think it's several steps removed from from when the reporter gets the information. That's what I think. All right. Let me see. Google Trends supports idea she was targeted because she's older and living alone. You know, I think one of my very first tweets on this, I talked about Google Trends. I always use Google Trends. I use it in the Idaho 4 case. We did several shows on it. I know I did a huge one with Cuomo.
That's my thought too, that
charts,
she was
getting them all up there for people to understand. If
somebody
you
was
see
casing
100
her.
as an example,
I'm telling you.
Trend, sometimes you'll see the number 100
I worked
another number.
with Rebuilding Together, and we did critical home repair for people who were aging out in their homes, and also didn't have the money to repair, didn't have the money to sell or move or anything, and they were like trapped in this dangerous home. Like it wasn't just a little paint here and there. No, it was serious issues. Roofs caving in, walls, floors. I mean, plumbing, electrical, like really serious issues. And the majority of our clients, the people that we helped, were single, elderly females. And when I tell you that they are targets for a lot, and contractors or shady contractors or subcontractors, and there have been several cases where a single elderly female was targeted by a contractor or a handyman and killed and assaulted and all kinds of things. It's not anything new. It's happening out there. So I wish they really would talk about that a lot.
That date ended up coinciding, as I recall, with when he was out there conducting surveillance, or right in that window when Michael McKee, who was the ex-husband who is charged with killing the Teppies, was out there.
Case.
So Google Trends gives a lot of clues. I did a lot of research on the trending, and I didn't find Nancy Guthrie trended. As I recall, the address, there was some trending with that address.
There was trending before.
Look and maybe do there was show on Google Trends. I see, because
there was trending on that somebody, before she was kidnapped, researched Nancy, or the house, the address, and Savannah Guthrie's net worth. So there was some kind of trend. But I've never looked up Google Trend. Google Trend. Let's look it up real quick. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to get on StreamYard so I can share my screen and do all the things. Google Trends. See how Google Trends is being used across the world by newsrooms, charities, and more. Searching for birds. What? Excuse me. Here, and search made with trends. Let me go back. Searching for birds. What happens when you add data and birds into, and then into? Oh, let's explore. What? Explore what United States is searching for right now. Iran is up there. So in other words, if I'm flatlined the whole way, and then past 24 hours, yep. Just say, I don't know, something happens to the person, so they're flatlined, and then something happens. Iran's supreme leader dead. Is Iran supreme? Dubai attacked by Iran? Why is Iran attacking Dubai? Uh-oh. Isn't that where Lindsay Lohan is? Isn't that where like a lot of these uber rich like celebrities are? Not that she was uber rich, but she, figured out how to get there, which is a good thing because it seemed to help her. get away from the get away from
because this was before anybody ever did anything.
you know the troubles that she was getting into because her mother and father couldn't stay out of trouble. They're still getting in trouble. And then, of course, where was she going to go? Injuries at Dubai International Airport. Passengers flee smoke filled Dubai airport as Iran attacks major Gulf travel hubs. Oh, that's CNN, The Guardian. Explosions. Oh, no. Explosions rock Dubai, Bahrain, Jordan, and Kuwait. Oh, my. Several loud bangs heard over Dubai for second day, witnesses say.
So anyway, I thank you for that. That you really
Dubai authorities confirmed that an incident occurred in a building in the Palm Jumeirah area, Jumeirah area. Emergency response teams were deployed immediately, and the site has been secured. Dubai Civil Defense has confirmed that the resulting fire is now under control. Several loud bangs could be heard. Passengers just got through. So, what Dubai is a city in Emirate in the United Arab Emirates known for luxury shopping, ultra modern architecture, and a lively nightlife scene. So, didn't they say they made rain there? They had something that actually brought clouds over and made rain. I'm looking at my little sarong hanging here, and I like it because it's purple and it's got little fish on it. But I'm noticing at the ends of it, it looks like little penises. Oh my god! Just noticed that. I mean, I think it's bones. I'm not sure what it is, but I don't know. Maybe I'm hallucinating again. Anyway, so Dubai, luxury shopping, ultramodern architecture, and a lively Nightlife scene. A Burj Khalifa, 830 what tall tower. What like I don't know what M is. 830 M tall tower dominates the skyscraper filled skyline. At it, at its foot lies Dubai Fountain with jets and lights and choreographed to music on an artificial island just offshore in Atlantis, the Palm, a resort. Yeah, because it's all like man made. Like it's just this luxury like thing that popped up. Yeah, it's kind of oh wait a minute. Dubai under attack. Okay, so that's a YouTube thing. All right, let's pull up the. Let's make sure you guys can still see and hear me. Yeah, I think you can. It doesn't matter, nobody's watching. Here, I'm going to put something in the chat. Hello. Welcome to my bedtime chit chat.
where strong political views, whether it's strong left or strong right, are polar opposites. People have been targeted for strong left and targeted for strong right. Political views is only relevant to this conversation as far as it is.
I don't know what that is.
Give
What is that?
examples right off the bat. Charlie Kirk started with I believe radical leftist lunatic seeker of attention and notoriety. Charlie Kirk, who is a right figure.
What is she talking about?
And then let's take Nancy Pelosi's husband in that situation. So that was somebody who was very left leaning who was then targeted. So, and there's many others. I'm trying
But-
to do this whole workup on this, but I'm trying to do it
What is
carefully.
she talking
I
about?
don't believe true crime
See,
should ever
she's-
become political. That is my standpoint. I
There
try
she
to be
goes,
very
off the
apolitical.
rails.
I obviously have very right-leaning views when it comes to crime. I think we should be harsh on crime. I think criminals who commit violent crime shouldn't be let
No,
out.
we are all over the
I
place
think
here.
we need to spend way more
What's she
money
wrong about?
on prison systems and rehabilitation systems. I think we need special prisons for people who were just in there for drug crimes. In other words, they stole, but they were a drug addict, and that.
Yeah, that's a progressive way to think. So she says overall she's more right when it comes to law enforcement and crime. And many people in law enforcement do tend to lean more to the right a lot of times. Not always. But I do think our system doesn't really help people stop.
So somebody
becoming
said very,
criminals.
very
If anything,
confusing
a lot
at
of the
Jared.
prison
You understand
systems,
why I said
they
she's off her
encourage
game
it, 'cause
today.
you meet all
She's
the
off
wrong
her
kinds
game
of
every
people,
day.
and it's not really
She's a
focused on
nutcase.
rehabilitation. And some people would say, well, it's not supposed to be rehabilitation. It's supposed to be a punishment. It's like, well, but here's the thing. How about if you want to protect the rest of society? Because if that
Now it's
person doesn't
getting
get the
nasty in
lesson,
the chat.
then who else is going to be punished? Everyone
Because
else might get
apparently
punished if
there
they
are
don't get the
maggots
lesson.
in the
So,
chat.
in a way, it's
And I
really
want to
for
write that.
everyone's
There are
benefit,
maggots
honestly.
in the chat. There are
But it's an
maggots in
interesting
the
idea to
chat.
have the
And
drug
put the little
folks in a
siren
different
thingy
prison.
icon. There are
not
maggots in the
against that.
chat. Maggot emoji. And
The
maggots
problem
in
would
the
be there's a
chat.
lot of people who did drugs
But
then commit a violent
I'm
crime.
not
So what do you
going
do
to.
with that?
Because I promised I would
That's why
behave.
they get it, serious use people who with serious addiction issues. I think there should be a whole nother setup for them outside of where you put violent criminals, because sometimes they can get really huge sentences. I mean, I don't want to get off on a tangent on prison reform and everything, but the bottom line is I think they should be locked up and away from society. And loons should also be people with serious mental illness that are such a danger that, like in the Nick Reiner case, he's willing to kill his parents, which again, we talk about whether he is mentally ill or not. All I know is he was a severe addict and he faked. And I have that audio.
Mhm.
It's great. I can't get it to upload on Twitter. I've tried a million times, but it's great. He talks about how, to get drugs at the
Yeah,
facilities.
it's get
he was at when they
Wellbutrin.
would
So I
cut him
guess
off
you can snort
because he wanted to be
Wellbutrin
high all the
and
time.
get a high
Fake
from
being
it.
crazy, like
Because
what-
Wellbutrin is not something you get
But
high
he
from. But
started drugs.
I'm telling you, I know addicts who can figure out how to get high off of anything. But I have to agree with her. I don't believe that he was mentally ill. Yes, he's a faker. I don't believe he's mentally ill. I believe that all the drugs that he used, of course, damaged his brain. But I think there were issues before he was taking drugs. I believe that he was a spoiled, rotten, entitled little fucking brat and was just filled with entitlement and rage and whatever and never told no, and his parents coddled him, and then he wanted to party and he partied, and then so because what was so telling in that case with Nick Reiner is that, of course, when he got arrested and right out the gate, he had the highest, high power attorney, Alan Jackson, who's, really like top of the line attorney, millions, right? Right out the gate. And, he's going to use his parents' money, his parents who he just murdered, use their money to pay for his defense and then pull this whole bullshit mental health thing. And then, make it out like people who have mental health issues are going to murder. But anyway, so I think when stuff started coming through, the brother and sister was like, we're not going to do they just cut ties with him. They were just like, we are not going to support, allow him to use the money, because once they found out, I guess, who maybe the parents put, like the older brother or the sister as an executor of the trust. And once they got that out, then they had the power to say no to him. No. So
They are really good.
so them cutting him off, because if they had money from their parents, um and they believed that their brother, whatever, they would probably most likely continue to pay the attorney. But I think once they might have known all along, but they couldn't really do anything about it because, um, all the stuff didn't come out on who got the money. But um, so, and for him to get up there and plead not guilty, so you can just see how evil he is, just evil. And his siblings, he probably tortured those his brother and sister, because his parents probably, he just took up all their time. Um, what's ironic, because the attorney, the DA, is talking about going after the death penalty in that case, and his parents were against the death penalty. In fact, they befriended uh, a, a person who was on death row, who um, turned out to be, or is looking for exoneration. I think he was innocent or whatever, and um, of course the Innocent Project came in for him. But they befriended somebody on death row. I mean, they reached out to him because, and they're like family with his family, so they are against the death penalty. I'm just looking at my toes, because the two toes on my right foot look a little puffy. I was wearing these boots yesterday, and I was like, they're not really made for like heavy duty walking and like high activity. They're more like dress boots. And I, Cassie, I was up and down, up and down, up and down all day yesterday. Like I went from 5:30 in the morning until 1:30 in the morning, taking care of her. And I think, and I wore those boots all day, and I kind of like, I don't know what I did to my foot there. I mean, it doesn't hurt or anything, but I did take some ibuprofen. Not for that though. I have an old injury from rollerblading, and I fell right on my tailbone, right on my tailbone. Never went to the ER or anything. I mean, it hurt, and then felt like it healed up. But if I sit too long or I do something, every now and then, it like kind of, I might have chipped it. I mean, I fell that hard. I might have nicked it or something. Um, so, mm. So what was I talking about? Oh yeah, Nick Reiner. So yeah, I don't believe that he's mentally ill, and he's gonna drag this out, and he's gonna really torture his siblings, because now he's pissed, um, because they cut him off. So, and I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to sue him from behind bars to get him to pay for an attorney, and he's just gonna torture them. And I feel for them. I really do. So it's a shame, but to me, and that's how I feel. And that's the one thing about this channel. If anybody's going to come on here and listen to this, I blurt, and I will. I'm kind of out there, like not out there, but I, I don't really. I'm not good at faking, I guess. I'm just out there. I'm just here I am. For the most part, of course, you're not going to ever go into everything about your life. I'm just looking at,
Those of you who might not understand how the economics divided up.
Is that a true story, Bob? A minor does that, and he's gone missing. And now Joe Rogan videos last night.
what happened?
Is that a real thing? I don't think so.
No, there's somebody who keeps going into
The
these
FBI
chats saying
has
Joe Rogan
field offices in all the major cities, in all the big major cities.
is,
Those are all field offices. So obviously, LA.
yeah, it's not real. Joe
Houston,
Rogan,
New
they
York,
did it before.
cities.
Yeah, he's a piece of work. Anyway, I'm not gonna go on about that. I I don't want to listen. Like, I'm probably gonna just turn it off because she's still just rambling. There's just something wrong with her. As I'm rambling, they keep dropping that in the chat. As I'm rambling myself, but I don't know. There's just something wrong with her. Oh, look, I put it in my chat. Welcome to my bedtime chit chat. Bedtime chit chat. So I turned JLR on for a minute just to see where they were at, and they went to the top of the mountain, 9,300 feet up, and then they were coming back down to the foothills. I guess they went to a place where you can overlook Tucson. So I guess they were just trying to. They were showing JLR like the area and stuff. I was watching Brian Enton when he does the long form video on his channel, and he was the only one there. Maybe one other person was there today after JLR. I don't know if he was talking about. It was probably JLR because I don't think he mentions him, but he was the only one there. He says it's weird that nobody's there. Um, and then he brought up the Iran conflict, that maybe that's why no one's there. But no one's there because they can't park. These people are not going to walk a mile. Like some of these people who are out there, eh, they're lucky if they get up and walk from their little beach chair or camp chair to their car to get a drink. So they're not walking a mile. They're not dropping their car off and then walking a mile to sit. JLR, he's in shape. He never stops moving. Brian Enton, he's young and in shape, and he's like he is like the JLR of News Nation. So, because he's always everywhere all at once, um, everywhere all at once. Because it's like, geez, there was a while there. It's like, oh my God, you were just here across the United States. Now you're here on the other side. But yeah, so he is the JLR of News Nation. But he says he feels like he can't leave. He said he felt like that in Idaho too. And then he just is remembering how, people were giving up, thinking it was going to be a cold case. And then, poof, there you go. 6 weeks later. So we're in week 4. Today is 4 weeks. Everybody's saying a month, but, 28 days in February, 4 weeks today. So we don't know what the FBI has cooking up. We don't know what the sheriff detectives have cooking up. We don't know. They're, Nunez, sheriff is too busy running around doing personal interviews instead of doing any kind of press conferences or anything. Because I guess he feels more in control when he does that. He does have control issues. She's still talking. Oh my God. I'm still talking. She's still talking. What is she talking about?
So, the random side note is there was some sort of award show, and they were showing off the 9/11 commemorations. And one of the And Jim Carrey either got massive plastic surgery, or some people said it's so, like, it doesn't look like him so much that they think he paid someone to be there for him as a kind of a practical joke. And then the real conspiracy folks are saying, oh, it's not even him. It's like a swap. But that's what's going on. If you look up the pictures, everyone's talking about it.
All right, let me look it up.
And I know for me, I was in an RA I was in the Bureau 25 years. And of those years, 15 of those I was in an RA. And that's where you handle every crime there is that can be federally investigated, or that you have, and especially for me, I was assigned with different local officers. Like I was on the gang unit for 6 years. My office was at the gang unit. And so obviously any gang-related murder, any gang-related violent crime, you're right on that and in the thick of it to see if there is a federal nexus. So that is why.
Oh, you're probably hearing the AC
in part,
and the fan.
I believe that certainly the FBI should have taken jurisdiction in this situation, because Pima County had so few of these types of situations.
Looks
And
like
in fact, kidnapping, by the way, when I looked at, and I put this up on another live, Pima County did not even have a category.
It looks like Jim
for
Carrey has long
kidnappings,
hair.
because they don't have kidnappings.
He got little poopy things in his teeth.
Not even a category. In other words, a statistical evaluator, a statistical column. And that is why, from the beginning, it really did make a lot of sense for the Bureau to handle this. And as I pointed out, under federal law, when somebody has been abducted after 24 hours, if they have not been found under subsection B of the federal kidnapping statute, they are indeed considered to have crossed state lines, or in this case, I would believe international lines. It's not that they did; it's that is.
That's the assumption. Yeah, I guess.
That's why
I guess. I don't know what this is. Why they're controversy over Jim Carrey's Caesar Awards appearance. Fans insist it's not him. Jim Carrey interview at French Film Awards shocks fans. Impersonator. Jim Carrey still alive. Surprised fans at Caesar Awards after years away. Jim Carrey confirms private romance in rare personal update.
We don't know, but I see a total absolute shift
over analyzing his looks.
Does that mean?
I mean, he has that malleable face anyway, you know. And it, like one of the pictures, yeah, it looks like he got some work done. Goes right. Jim Carrey goes viral over his unrecognizable appearance. I mean, in one picture, it looks like really good surgery. So shocking people, shocking. Come on now, folks. Seriously.
Absolutely. And the FBI totally understands that. And they totally understand too that this is not.
All right. Let's put that away. All right. Well, maybe I'm just gonna go to sleep now. I'm almost done with my tea. And I've been on for 49 minutes. So that's enough jibber jabbering, chit chatting, shit talking, talking about Jennifer Coffin Doofus and her constant, just not even taking a breath. So, but I mean, I don't have any room to judge anybody. Nobody does really. So is it judging, or am I just disliking that person? I don't know. Am I judging her because I just don't like that she body shamed and slut shamed a 16-year-old girl, regardless of what, like she's in jail right now being held for the murder of her mom and stepdad. but innocent until proven guilty. But regardless, you don't slut shame and body shame anybody as a grown ass woman. You just don't do that stuff. My God. Yeah. And then what is she talking about? Like, she just talks such nonsense. Let me read the chat. Let me see what the chat's saying. Laugh my fucking ass off. Patrice, not much snacks. She doesn't like attorneys either. She thinks she's smarter than them. I don't know if they're talking about coffin doofus. Brad's facelift. Brad's facelift. Oh, Brad Pitt looks good, but I still think he's greasy. He is. Oh, I should Danielle from Hell. I should say because yeah, he is always greasy looking. There are so many missing and undetermined in Pima County. They can't find her because people close to the case are throwing them off. All right, so that's saying the family did it. Jim is throwing people off because he looks so different. Oh, okay. Jim Carrey. Jim does look like Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer. Oh my, that's yeah. Val Kilmer messed up his face, just like Mickey Rourke. Oh my God, he destroyed his face. Is Jen going to get back on topic anytime soon? Because where is she at now? Well, as you know, the news cycle has changed. They blew it. Okay, yeah. I've lost the plot with the rambling. SOZ. Brad Pitt equals movie star. Uh, just beautiful of photo of Savannah and her mom. Yeah, so many. Brad Pitt has had a facelift recently, but his was well done. So there are these celebrities getting $1 million facelifts that are actually like uh, Chris Jenner. They're just like people are just like amazed at her $1 million facelift that she looks younger than her daughters and it didn't distort her looks at all. Did not distort her looks at all. Like Priscilla Presley just destroyed her face. Um, but yeah, they're saying Brad Pitt had one of those $1 million facelifts. So apparently Jim Carrey did not. Somebody's eating their Girl Scout cookies now. Oh my God, she talks a lot.
This will be the last one, but also I'm in likes withdrawal. Likes are free.
Did I not like him?
Great way to support the channel.
Let's see what they're saying now. Somebody sub to her.
But we have this, level
This is Tony Bruschi.
longer-term task force, the first official signal. The 400 investigators working 24/7.
I use red light therapy, and it helps my skin. Oh.
Apparently, that leads are not necessarily panning out, and the DNA is still.
Jennifer and Brad should have.
Oh,
Jennifer.
Okay. Associated with the abduction. Lots of questions, not a lot of answers, and of course, I'm sure that reporting is going to be contradicted if it isn't already by somebody.
This is Hidden Killers with Tony Bruschi.
Says, nope. Robin Drake, retired FBI special agent, former chief of the counterintelligence behavioral analysis program, is here with us to help break down where we're going here. Robin, let's talk about this. I mean, realistically, we are talking a week, 4
Somebody
weeks in
says
now,
this is an
almost a
issue.
full
So many
month,
people
into
spread
this
fake and
investigation.
misinformation.
We're
Yeah, it's true.
full-time
It's one big
investigators.
giant
We've got a
game of
smaller,
telephone.
task force working alongside, and the family has been great apparently. Certain leads they're not panning out. In your experience, running investigations, running FBI programs under sustained pressure, what does this look like? What does this transition moment look like? Are we in a transition moment? I guess maybe we should start there, as we're a month in and still.
Oh
not
no, Jennifer Aniston. Somebody says Jennifer Aniston's face work makes her look puffy and 500 years old, and she was beautiful. I hope not.
Words, not much has materialized that we know of. There's
Danielle, I'm on Angelina Jolie's side. Brad Pitt is pretty, but a deadbeat. Yeah, I didn't hear good things about him.
So what could be going on behind the scenes?
But I didn't hear good things about Angelina either.
Agent has to say.
They're all nuts. It's
What do you
Hollywood.
think could be going on behind the scenes? I got a save alarm blonde notification.
I gotta look up Jennifer Aniston. I hope she didn't mess up her face.
Go check it out, folks. I'm not getting the inside scoop from the lead investigator on this one, but I always liked it when things started to get to this point during my investigations, during our operations, because the noise is stopping. And what I mean by that is, so you have an initial surge of people and resources coming in because you have such a massive volume, and you really don't know.
Jennifer Aniston's friends are reportedly urging her to pump the brakes with Jim Curtis as she is paying for everything. They want her to stop writing checks. Ooh, I hope that's not true. Find out more about how Jennifer Aniston's friends really feel about her boyfriend, Jim Curtis, on shefinds.com. Oh. Well, I hope she didn't get another loser because it seems like she gets these distant. Well, you know what? It's true. Somebody said this. You get into relationships at your level of self esteem. Okay. That I agree with. Also, you are always seeking, even if it was not good, it was dysfunctional, you are seeking a replica of the family you grew up in. I mean, you're not even doing it consciously. You're like you're gravitating towards that because that's what you know and where you're. It's not comfortable, but it's where there is a level of comfort to it, and um, so you silently seek that. And I think there was like estrangement or kind of distance in her family. Like she doesn't talk with her mom because I think her mom sold her story to Star or the Inquirer or whatever. My mom was trying to make money off of her when she hit it big with Friends. And then her dad, who was a soap star or something, I think there was like a distance. He was doing his thing, so she is going to, unfortunately go for a distance relationship. It just happens. It's just, but she's put together, in my opinion. But you know what? We're very good at masking and camouflaging and making it like look like you're all put together when you're just like a fucking mess, and crumbling inside. So I'm not seeing anything. I see old pictures of her. Let's see if we can get something for today. Oh, that's not her, is it? Oh, that's not a good shot of her. Her jaw looks okay. Jennifer Aniston vows to give surgery. New Year's resolution is to slash addiction to surgery. Well, I thought Courtney Cox was the one who was addicted to surgery, not Jennifer Aniston. I mean, she did have a nose job, but that's when she was really young.
Yeah, but at this point, I don't think so. I think they're pretty solid results.
Just don't mess it up. And hopefully, if she starts doing anything weird, Courtney will say, put the kibosh on it. Because Courtney, she put the kibosh on her stuff because her face was getting distorted. Jennifer Aniston loves her world right now, says source. She knows she lives a very fun life. Look, they're still all friends. The friends are friends. But I know that Courtney Cox and Jennifer Aniston are close. I know they all kind of, for the most part, were remain close. But Courtney, yeah, she lightened up on all her face injections and stuff because it was starting to look distorted, and she listened to her mirror and her friends and cut cut it out or whatever. Now I thought she had an on again off again younger boyfriend. I Maybe it's off again. Michael Keaton. Boy, that must have been a really, yeah, Michael Keaton, 91 to 94, Johnny McCabe. Yeah, so Johnny McDade. So she is 61. Oh wow, she looks fabulous. Johnny McDade, I'm sorry, with Snow Patrol. So he is from Derry, Northern Ireland. Um, Irishmen are pretty loyal. Like they're pretty monogamous. He is 49. Oh, you go, girl. Let's see. So 49, 59. So 12 years difference. What was the biggest age thing for me? Was it 17 years? Uh, was it 17? 39, 49. I think something like that. Take after my grandmother. My grandmother, who was 50, in her 50s, and she met Joe. I don't know if he was Colombian. I think he was Colombian. Um, and he was in his 20. There was a 30-year difference. And my grandmother spoke like 7 languages. Um, but, uh, and they were like soulmates. And she was in her 70s. So they were together 20 years. Yeah. Or 25 years. I think 25 years, something like that. Or maybe even pushing 30 years, whatever. And she had some gastrointestinal stuff. I mean, she liked her spicy food, and then she had gallbladder and stuff. Anyway, so she had to go in for surgery again, and she went to the Catholic hospital. She was not Catholic, but she went to the Catholic hospital to get the surgery, and she was in her, like, was she 76? They messed up and they over anesthetized her and killed her. Her face was all distorted. It was horrible. Anyway, Joe was on suicide watch. Um, it was awful for him. Like they were soulmates, and they were so happy together. And yeah, it was very sad for him. Um, so don't knock it till you try it, because I have always, um, yeah, I mean, age for me, I don't know, doesn't, it's not a thing that bothers me. Um, so, so he, let's see, so Johnny McDade is a Northern Irish singer, songwriter, musician, and record producer. He's a member of Snow Patrol and a former member of Vega 4. McDade has written songs with artists including Westlife, Pink, and Robbie Williams. Um, he is a frequent collaborator with singer-songwriter Ed Sheeran and co-wrote the pop song "Shape of You." I did not know that. Early life, one of 7 children of John and Pauline McDade. McDade attended St. Bridget's Primary School, Camhill, and St. Colum's College, so Derry, Northern Ireland. So yeah, so that's um, my family is from Dublin and Tipperary. I mean, like as I do this YouTube channel and talk about my family and my ancestors and my like, there's many branches to our trees, many. McDade began dating. I'm on Wikipedia, my fave place. Um, McDade began dating actress Courtney Cox in late 2013. The couple announced their engagement on 26 June 2014. In 2019, Cox announced that the couple broke off their engagement but are still in a relationship. I think she is the one who's not wanting to marry. She was with uh, oh, I'll just have to look it up. But her marriage and stuff. He was younger. Um, let me just look it up here. I just looked at it. So David Arquette. So she was with David Arquette from 1999 and divorced in 2014. So I think they separated before that. She's been with Johnny McDade from 2014 to present. I remember her. She was the girl that the boss, Bruce Springsteen, it was an MTV video, pulled her up on stage as if it was just like he plucked her out of the art, but I guess it was a setup. Yes, I think she was a model before. Was she a model? And raised there. She's business, blah, blah, blah. She's a direct descendant of William the Conqueror. But yeah, so she was that girl who Bruce Springsteen pulled up on stage. Music video. Dancing in the Dark. Young Woman, 1984. But that was a setup. That was not like a like a organic event. I think that was a setup. So Courtney Cox once dated. She dated. So he's 74. So yeah. So he was older than her by what, 15 years or something, 14 years. So, and then she went the other way, like younger. So she dated, then she married Scream co-star David Arquette, and I really liked them as a couple. And he was so in love with her. He was so in love with her. It was sad when they broke up. He didn't take it well. I mean, he was so in love with her. I don't think that she wanted to get married. I don't think she was just like not the marrying, you know. But they do have a daughter together, Coco. But yeah, so she's talking about her postpartum depression. So in 2010, they announced they were separated, although they still maintain a close friendship and ongoing business relationship in Coquette Productions. Coquette is the daughter's name, but I think they call her Coco. Um, in 2012, Arquette filed for divorce after after nearly 2 years of separation from Cox. So the divorce became final in 2014. I guess she wasn't pulling the trigger. But he wanted to move on. I guess eventually. I think he was um, really upset with the divorce. All right, let me finish reading about McDade. McDade. There you go. Am I still on? Because I don't know if I move away from the screen, if I get bumped off. I'm still on. Still talking to myself here, half listening to the stream with Brewski. Brewski. Okay, let's do this. So personal life real quick, and then I want to go back to the Dubai story. Um, so McDade began dating actress Courtney Cox in 2013. The couple announced their engagement, and then they broke it off. McDade lives in London and divides his time between the UK and the US, where Cox lives. Talk about a long distance oceans of a relationship. McDade has a tattoo on his left arm reading Nuer is Gadum. Oh, that's Gaelic. When I need to get home, you're my guiding light. An Irish translation of the song Guiding Light by fellow Northern Irish musician Boy Vance. Ed Sheeran and Vance both have the same tattoo, as did McDade's younger sister Mauve. Um, the song was written for McDade's late father, John McDade Sr., who died in July of 2011. Guiding Light was recorded with Sheeran featured on the vocals and Vance on vocals and piano. So let's see if I can get, that's Gaelic, isn't it? Let me find out. Yeah, it's horrible that language is stripped. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Irish, so yeah, Gaelic. And too bad we can't get a thing when I need to return you are my guiding star, but I would like to hear it in Gaelic. Let's see if we can do it. Let's see if we can find it. I would like to hear it. I know the translation, but I would like to hear it. Speak it. All right, I'm getting a little hungry. I go get a little piece of cheese. I have to sneak and do it. Dialect. I want to hear. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to YouTube. Maybe Julian Miguel can do a translation. Julian, can you? Let's listen. There's part of it. Okay. What is he saying?
There's no leakage of that coming out. So that's why I'm just thinking,
This is what I do.
There's good work
Like
being done
in
on the
my
ground, 'cause
in
the
my
only
retired
problem that
life
people are having
right now, I mean, because when I actually retired, I didn't really retire. I just started the process of it, but I was going to school, going to school full time, part time, full time, working on campus, doing other things, and and just keeping busy. And then this move came out of nowhere, and so it took me away from the campus, and so I it was a traumatic move, and so it took me a very long time to just kind of move forward. I mean, I did things and reached out and did all kinds of things just to kind of not go too deep down, but but I'm pretty much kind of settled into a retirement life. I want to go back to school and get active again, but right now I'm like kind of coming out of that trauma and just kind of, but this is what I do. Even when I wasn't, like, I will be online looking things up, watching YouTube. Um, it's just what I do. So while I'm on here with nobody but myself, I am, doing what I do, looking things up, falling into rabbit holes like I do. I do it to do. I'm looking at Dubai right now. So Dubai, what's happening? Um, CNN. Let's go to the Guardian. Explosions. Explosions rock Dubai, Bahrain, Jordan, and Kuwait. Okay, that reminds me. When I was in Catholic school, Sister Cornelius, we called her Sister Iron Finger because she used to bop you in the head with her finger if you were talking. She would sneak up behind you. She made us recite all the countries in Arabia, in that area, because she said it was going to be really important in the future because there's always been religious wars, right? But so the 13 countries or whatever, so every morning in fifth grade, we had to stand up and recite this. So it was Turkey, Egypt, Lebanon, Israel, Arabia, Syria, Jordan, Iraq, Iran, Yemen, Kuwait, Yoke, and Adam. So a couple of them are no longer and they changed names or whatever. So Turkey, Egypt, Lebanon, Israel, Arabia, Syria, Jordan, Iraq, Iran, Yemen, Kuwait, Yoke, and Adam. So 13. So 13 colonies, 13 countries. I don't remember. I'd have to look it up. But that was over 50 years ago or 50 years ago. And I can still, this is how much influence she had, that all my classmates, um, we all can still recite those names. So I'm going to do this and make sure I get it right. Turkey, Egypt, um, Yemen, Kuwait, Yoke, Turkey, Egypt, Lebanon, Israel, Arabia, Syria, Jordan. I mean, it's something to do with the Bible, Um, Turkey, Egypt, Turkey, Egypt, Lebanon, Israel, Yemen, are what? Oh, I got my Chat GPT, my free trial. Turkey, Egypt, Lebanon, Israel, and Yemen are countries primarily located in the Middle East and North Africa, MENA region. So they are considered part of a crucial geopolitical crossroads connecting Asia, Africa, and Europe. These nations share deep historical, cultural, and religious ties, often encompassing the Fertile Crescent and the Arabian Peninsula. So, what are the 12 countries? So, it was 13, so something fell off. So, the 12 countries, while the definition varies, 12 core Middle Eastern countries often cited included Bahrain, Egypt, Iran, Iraq, Israel, Jordan, Kuwait, Lebanon, Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Syria, UAE, Turkey, and Yemen. So, but it used to be Turkey, Egypt, Lebanon, Israel, Arabia, Syria, Jordan, Iraq, Iran, Yemen, Kuwait, Yoke, and Adam. I think it was, if I'm saying it right, or that's how I heard it. With the 20 countries, they got so you got Middle East, and North African region, Algeria, Bahrain, Djibouti, Egypt, Iran, Iraq, Jordan, Kuwait, Lebanon, Libya, Morocco, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Somalia, Sudan, Syria, Arab Republic, Tunisia. So, um, the Bible. Adam and Eve, Genesis located in Persian, Tigris, son Cain. No, no, no. That's not what it's talking about. I'm trying to find because this was over 50 years ago, so I know names have changed and things changed. Yoke, the 1901 Jewish encyclopedia. Originally pastoral, agriculture was the basis of natural life of the Israelites. State and temple in Palestine were alike. So there was a yoke. Okay. Does yoke still exist? Does yoke still exist in the Middle East? Yes, the yoke is a traditional agricultural implement. Well, no, that's not. In the Middle East, they're talking about an agricultural tool. Country, 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 or place. Searching. Based on there's no country named yoke. So it was probably something else, and that's how we heard it as 10-year-olds. Those last two. Oh, I bet I could pull in. Oh, I have a really old Bible. See what happens. See what happens. And nobody's listening. It doesn't matter. I can be on here as long as I want. Oh wait, no, I can't. Okay. I don't want to knock everything over. Let me get this really old Bible that I have because it will tell me those countries.
And one of the classes they have is public speaking and public affairs. And so it is definitely a need and responsibility of the organization to be able to speak coherently and publicly.
Oop, 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 hang on. Okay, so this thing somebody left behind at the last place that I lived. I get so many cool things that people leave behind. So this, oh look, God grant me this. I have this all over my house here. God grant me the serenity, right? There was a bookmark in there. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And the problem with me is a lot of times I don't know the difference. Old Testament and New Testament. I'm trying to think when this was. Heirloom Bible Publishers Inc., Wichita, Kansas. It's authorized in King James Version. Let's see what year. this is 1964. I'm actually older than this thing. 1964 was the copyright of this particular, printed in the U.S. This particular Bible. The books of the Old and New Testaments. I want to see the maps. Well, it's old enough that because when she made us recite all this stuff, let's see if it has maps and stuff in it. Oop, what's that? Oh, in memoriam. Oh, this is in memory of James Freeland Sr. Wow, that's so funny. There was a Freeland in that was one of the slave handlers in Frederick's narrative. His last name is Freeland. So this person was born 1933 and died 1981, so he was young. He was young. I was in this. Huh. Okay, here we go. We're looking at some maps here. St. Paul's journey. So we got Asia Minor, Asia, Macedonia, Rome, Greece, Syria, Jerusalem. Oh, okay. So here we'll get to it. Oops, I don't want to. Oh, the spine to break. Palestine. 12 tribes. Peninsula of Sinai, Sea of Galilee. And next to the scripture atlas. Oh, okay. Let's see. I see Adam there. So Adam is, hang on 1 second. Adam is map 2, 6C. Okay. Map 2. Six C. 6C right there. There's Ephraim. There it is, Adam. Okay, so there is an Adam. All right. And then let's see if there's a yoke. No, there's not. So it must have been something. Oh, maybe it was spelled with a J. Nope. So I'll look it up. I'll try and find it because I mean I guess I could ask one of my classmates because we all still remember it. I could go to our Facebook page. Let's see. And I'm not like I don't really like Facebook, but sometimes it's cool. Okay, so 13 countries. countries in Middle East, Africa, and Bible, something like that. Let's see if I can find it. Kush. I know they changed the names of some. Moab, lovers, Aram. Oh, Syria was Aram. Maybe that's no, but there is an Adam. Asian Minor, country member, Egypt, Ethiopia, Qatar, Biblical Times, Hodu. I'll find out what that very last one was because in our young years, I mean, we probably didn't know how to pronounce it, but we did the best we could because we didn't want to get bopped in the head by Sister Iron Finger because that's what we called her. One time, me and my friend Kathy, we decided like we were out for recess or a break out in the rectory in the courtyard of the rectory, and um, when it was time to go back to class, we kind of hid in the bushes or something, and everybody went back up to class, and then we snuck up to the second floor where it was a tiny Catholic school, and we snuck back up, and there was like a AV room where it kept like the overhead projectors and stuff, and we hid in there. We were just goofing around, but of course we got caught, you know. And it was Sister Cornelia's history class. She taught history and music, and mostly the Bible history. And so we got caught, and somebody turned us in, and we went in, and so she said, "You have to write your music book or composition book. Uh, you have to write it over like I don't know how many times, and then get it signed by your parents or something." So all the boys in the class helped me and Kathy write this book over, uh, and I don't know. I think I signed my mother's name. I was like a brave little kid because those sounds were mean. But or I had my mother sign it for real and said everybody got punished. I forget. I think I probably signed it myself. And so we're little kids. We're not thinking she's gonna know uh, like all the different handwritings of our book that we rewrote three times over or whatever it was, some ridiculous thing. Um, and we had to turn it into it. This was when we were like in um, eighth grade, so we were 12. Yeah. Anyway, so we had to turn it into her, not even thinking that she looked at this we would be busted, not only because we forged our parents' signature, but none of the writing was our handwriting. But she didn't even look at the books or the papers that we turned. She just took it and tore it up and threw it out. But she didn't call our parents or anything that I remember. So it was I don't know, it was crazy. I mean, we just there's no way we were gonna get away with it because we were hiding on the same floor right up the hallway, two doors down. And we had the boys from the other class hide us when she was looking for us. It was goofy. But another time, because we had to wear uniforms, and so another time, me and some other girls that we all hung out together, we were like, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna wear platform shoes, and we're gonna hem our uniforms because you had to wear it below your knees with knee socks and little like whatever patent leather shoes or saddle shoes. And so we decided, well, we're just gonna get with the times, because now it's like 71, 72. So we hemmed our, behind our parents' back, hemmed our uniform dresses all the way like mid thigh, and we got like pantyhose, like black or navy blue. Oh, we called them. We didn't call them pantyhose. We called them our oh shoot, um, leotards or whatever. Like, um, and so we got them, and then uh, we had platform shoes that we actually, did we steal those shoes? How did I even have platform shoes? Like, the platform, my mother would have never bought platform heel. I don't even know where we got them from. I don't even know. Like, like the platform, the heel and the platform of the shoe, like, that thick. And so then we sewed it up and put our leotards on and put our platform patent leather shoes on and walked into, but we had to, how did we get out? I think we put our regular shoes on, had our coat over our uniform, so we were able to sneak out of the house without our parents knowing, and then walked into the classroom. I think the nuns were about to have a heart attack. And then of course we had to rip out the hem. I think they did call our parents. I forget what the punishment was, but you know, I don't know. And this was the time when they still were hitting kids. I was always late and lived across the street from church and school. It was the church I was baptized into. And I don't know, I was always diddly daddling, like my grandmother would say. And so I just stroll into class. Mrs. Sullivan, ex nun, who, decided she wanted to get married, but she was still teaching in the Catholic school. She was like the home room teacher or something. Nuns taught the rest of it. It was so bizarre, but because we came from public school, me and my sister, and for a few years, my mom put us in Catholic school, which was like what the. She didn't want us to go to junior high. She screwed up. She admits it. But anyway, so I come strolling in late from lunch, right, and then I just do my thing, walked in, and then we were lined up to go to our next class, and this woman grabbed me by my ponytail and lifted me up at a line. Um, and pulled me up at a line, and um, yeah, and had me up against the wall, and you're gonna do this or detention or whatever. Anyway, I told my mother, and I mean, my mom beat me every day, so, but no one else could beat me. Anyway, she went up and lit into everybody there, and they never lifted their hand to me again. But um, I think they were afraid of my mother. You know what they did to my sister? So, when you went to Catholic school, it was a private school and you had to pay, you know, and we were poor, but my mom scraped that money together. And so, and then we had to pay every year. We had to pay tuition and then every year pay for our uniforms or whatever. And so my mother had it like on time payments. And so my sister was getting ready to graduate, and the nun embarrassed her in front of the whole class and said, "Well, you're not getting your cap and gown because your mother didn't finish paying for your uniform," or whatever. It humiliated my sister. And my sister came home and told my mother, and my mother went up to that school, and I don't know what she did, but she scared the shit out of them. I mean, she had her trauma in Catholic school. I don't know why she sent us to it, but scared the shit out of whoever she was talking to. And my sister got her cap and gown. And, you know, my mom was not afraid of the nuns because they terrorized her with their racist, allowing the racist kids to, um, you know, to go after her because she was part black. and and the nuns egged them on, and then her brother pulled her out of that school. But I don't know why she thought it had changed. I mean, it did change some, but we were the catalyst. We were really the students in that late 60s, early 70s who pushed that, because I'm sure there were kids before us trying to push it out, but we pushed it over the edge with our rebellion, because we were just like, what the, like, you can't touch us, and who are you? And we just defied, rebelled, and terrorized back these nuns. So I don't know, it was crazy, crazy. But anyway, it's been almost 2 hours, just shy 20 minutes. I'm gonna sneak something to. No, I don't want to do that to Cassie, because she can't eat until the morning. So anyway, I'm gonna call it a night. Oh, I still got plenty of battery. I'm gonna call it a night, and probably be on tomorrow. Maybe sometime pop in. I'm gonna look into setting up to read the Frederick Douglass's life and times and the bondage stories, and read that. But anyway, happy March 1st. Where what's the word? We're in the home stretch for spring. I just don't want it to be hot. Like today was nice. Today was 50. It was just right. 54 was just right. There's a little bit of a chill to the wind. Me and Cassie went on a long walk along the river, um, and through the park by us, and stopped at the store and picked up some stuff that we need, because this area it reminds me of Brooklyn in a sense, even though I'm not in New York. I'm close by, but it reminds me, because Brooklyn really was like the biggest little city, you know, um, and it was city, it was street, it was city, but this is just kind of a snippet of it, because everything's accessible. But anyway, oh, sorry. I'm gonna go. It's time to go to bed. If anybody popped in, thanks for popping in. If anybody watched the replay, thanks for watching. If anybody's watching, can you watch without like knowing that somebody's watching? Because sometimes I see views that I didn't see while I was on the live, and I'm just wondering. I guess if you can watch a live without even signing up, I don't know. Can you? Maybe you can. Also, um, I don't know if they, like, I thought that they didn't play ads on your channel unless you were like in unless you met the criteria to have ads run. But now I'm reading that they can play ads, and the only way I can test it is if I don't sign in. Oh yeah, I can watch it. I'm gonna do incognito and not sign in and see if they run any ads on it. Because if they don't, I might just put no ad on there. But yeah, but then eventually they're gonna run ads, and so that would be a lie. Anyway, I gotta go. I'm just rambling now. Oh, I never just looked up. Let me look real quick for Dubai, because that's what I was looking for, and then I got sidetracked. Where are you, Dubai? Here, I was reading The Guardian. Okay, so explosions rock Dubai, Bahrain, Jordan, and Kuwait as war spreads across Middle East. War launched by, oh my God, are we in war? U.S. Israel war on Iran. Oof, I do not like Netanyahu. He is, War launched by US and Israel on Iran has quickly escalated, prompting anxiety and concern in the whole region. Are you serious? Yeah, Israel, Netanyahu. I thought he got booted out and then he made his way in. He's a criminal himself. He committed genocide on the. It's just disgusting. Um, U.S. is really attack on Iran live. What we know so far, U.S. and Israeli. Okay, here we go. Iran struck the world famous Fairmont Hotel in Dubai, setting the hotel alight. Ooh. As the war launched by U.S. and Israel on Iran quickly spread to the rest of the Middle East. Which, yeah, that sounds like this. They killed the cartel leader, one of the cartel leaders in Mexico, and then they were in Guatemala, where all the tourists are, rich tourist people are, where they own condos and stuff, and they were blowing up like Costco and hotels and airports and burning up cars. And I heard they kidnapped Americans, but I don't know if that was a rumor or not. But that was kind of scary, right? Um, Residents watched in shock as an Iranian missile hit the five-star hotel in Dubai's luxurious Palm Jumeirah uh, Jumeirah area. Social media video showed fires breaking out near the entrance of the hotel, which led to four people being injured. Later, Dubai authorities said debris from an intercepted drone caused a fire at the city's famous luxury hotel, the Burj Al Arab, and Dubai's international airport. Abu Dhabi Airport said I'm probably butchering the names, in a post on X that an incident at Zayed International Airport in the UAE's capital resulted in one fatality and seven injuries. It later deleted the post. Yeah, like there was yeah, it was bad in Mexico. And I think it quieted down. I got to look at that. Civil defense teams responded immediately and brought the incident under control. No injuries have been reported, the Dubai media office wrote on its X account. Yeah, Dubai, like, if even regardless of if people died, injured, they're going to shut that shit down because Dubai, they don't want, they don't want people not coming there. They probably shut that shit down. The media office also said that part of Dubai's international airport sustained minor damage in an incident without giving further details. Yeah, they're shutting that shit down. One Dubai resident said that everyone is scared as the situation continued to deteriorate. There's there's footage of missile interceptions all over the city. They said, "I am packing the suitcase just in case." Not that we can leave because airspace is closed. It is the thing we have all been frightened about happening, and now it has. Elsewhere in the Gulf, previously considered oasis of stability in the Middle East, similar scenes unfolded. I'm looking about Lindsay Lohan. Let me look her up real quick. We were just talking about her.
You're not quite qualified because while you're trying to survive,
Oh, she's talking about her Vogue. It says, with immense gratitude and joy, I'm honored to share my Vogue Arabia cover. Thank you, um, Miranot, for your visionary leadership and unwavering support. And to Anna Wintour, thank you for your continuance on our Insta. That was when? Oh, 2 days ago. Okay. So she's 39 already. Badir Shamas is her husband. Um, I'm not seeing. I know she might be filming something, so she might not be over there.
that's not a risk motivating factor.
She might not be over there.
I really like the idea of because so I really like
Lindsay Lohan lives in Dubai primarily for the privacy and peace it offers, away from Hollywood's constant media scrutiny, allowing her a normal life where paparazzi aren't prevalent and taking photos in public is restricted, which is especially important for raising her son outside the spotlight. I hope that doesn't end like like, I'm thinking that she's getting back in the spotlight, and hopefully old demons don't catch up, and her marriage doesn't end well, because hopefully. Life in Dubai, but that's 2025. Is she still there? Yeah, even Oprah kind of used her. I mean, it was kind of bad. I mean, then she did her own, but let's see. As of February 2026, Lindsay Lohan is living in Dubai with her husband, Kuwaiti financier Bader Shamaz, and their son, Lual. She recently featured on the March 2026 cover of Vogue Arabia, noting that the city provides. Okay, well, we just talked about that. How come there's nothing about? I'm not talking about what's going on. I guess it's not affecting her over there. I don't know. Anyway, within hours of the first U.S. and Israeli bombs being launched, Iran responded with a wide ranging attack targeting more than 6 countries, pulling in places that have been previously untouched by the escalating crisis. In Bahrain, an Iranian drone flew into a high rise building in what looked like a targeted attack, exploding and engulfing the skyscraper in flames. Oh, Jesus. Earlier, the country's national security agency was also struck by an Iranian missile. Okay, that just gave me like instant. Social media footage also appeared to show a missile hitting the huge U.S. Navy base in Bahrain. Oh. In Kuwait, a drone crashed into the country's main airport, wounding several employees and damaging the facility. As Iran responded to U.S. and Israeli strikes by bombing the Gulf and Israel, its proxies joined the fray. Bases belonging to the Iran-backed Popular Mobilization Forces in Iraq were struck by either the U.S. or Israel, killing at least 2 members of the armed Iraqi group Kataib Hezbollah. The Iran-backed groups responded by coming to its aid, with Kataib Hezbollah and Yemen's Houthis both warning that they would be joining strikes on U.S. military bases across the region. Oof. Just a few hours into what Washington was calling Operation Epic Fury, fighting had already expanded far beyond the geographic scope of the previous war in Iran in June of 2025, which was almost entirely confined to Israel and Iran. For citizens in the Middle East, the escalating war prompted anxiety and concern. This is from The Guardian. In Lebanon, gas stations across the country had lines 10 cars deep within an hour of the strikes. People in Beirut airport watched as commercial flights were canceled and grocery stores were filled with more cautious stocking up on essential goods. The memory of 2024 war with Israel fresh in their minds. All eyes were on Hezbollah, the Iran-backed group that previously said the killing of Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei was a red line. A statement from the group on Saturday afternoon made no mention of whether it would help its chief patron, Iran, but instead condemned what it described as a violation of the UN Charter by the U.S. and Israel. Many Lebanese dreaded the entry of the Hezbollah into the ongoing conflict, fearful of triggering a response from Israel, which had signaled through diplomatic channels that it would unleash a wide-ranging attack against Lebanon in the case of Hezbollah's involvement. Explosions rocked the rest of the Middle East as Israel intercepted incoming Iranian ballistic missiles above other countries. Well, Sister Cornelia was right, because she said these countries will, like, this will all matter. I mean, like when 9/11 happened too, and the bombing before that, like, she warned us in the 60s about this. Um, Explosions rocked the rest of the Middle East. Yeah, she told us never to forget that. As Israel intercepted incoming Iranian ballistic missiles. In Jordan, fires blazed in the northern city of Irbid as missile shrapnel fell from the sky and caught alight. The attacks drew condemnation from Arab states around the region for what they called a violation of their sovereignty by Iran. Qatar called the Iranian strikes on its territories a direct assault on national security, while it and other Gulf states warned that they have the right to respond. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Arakshi said in an interview with NBC that he told Gulf states, "We have no intention to attack them, but we are actually attacking the American bases in an act of self defense." Attacking the Gulf states was a line Iran did not cross in past rounds of conflict, with rare attacks on the oil infrastructure remaining unclaimed. Uh, yeah, it's it's bad. I just skipped a couple of paragraphs. Conversely, some analysts warn targeting the Gulf kingdoms could backfire, alienating voices that were previously lobbying the U.S. to reconsider its military campaign on Iran. Idiot! He's trying to kill us all, and he doesn't care because he knows he doesn't have that much time left. Just as a old man, his time is. I mean, his dad did live until he was like 93, but he did die of Alzheimer's. Um, so and he's not as healthy as his father. So he's just like I don't give a shit. I'm burning it all down and taking everybody with me because I'm not going to be around. What do I care? I hate these people. Like he said at Charlie Kirk's, I didn't watch it, but they showed that clip. She got up there and preached forgiveness and love, and he said, I am not preaching. I hate my enemies, and I'm going after him because we all knew this was going to be a revenge tour. We all knew what he was about in 2016. Those of us who know who this person truly is, and those of us who know who this person truly is, wanted it and voted for him. Wanted it again and voted for him again and lost. Wanted it again and still vote. So I don't care about some of these people who saying, "Oh my God, I didn't know he was going to do all this." Blah 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 blah. Like you're full of fucking shit. Because once he started coming towards you, because you didn't think you were the other, and you're becoming the other, just miss me with that shit. People get on my nerves. Anyway, now I'm coming on 2 hours. I'm in that stretch of 2 hours. So I might as well just talk. Yeah, I just wanted to see what was going on. I do want to see what's going on with Mexico, but I'm not going to do it out here because I'm going to hit right at 2 hours and then I'm going to say goodnight. Say goodnight, Gracie. Here we go, 51, 52. Okay, well, I got a full on minute. I'm going to get into the 10 seconds and I'm going to say, here we go. So here's 59. Yeah, it's like they're going to kill us all. I mean, that's crazy because that's putting all of us at risk. Netanyahu and the felon are just one and the same. He's a felon too, because didn't he get charged with stuff? Netanyahu, he got booted out. Somebody else was in. How did he get back in? Like he's committed genocide and he's evil. They're both evil. I don't know. Ooh, I'm getting chills. I'm getting like PTSD and stuff. I lost family and friends in 9/11. All right. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to end the stream right on 2 hours. I'm going to say goodnight And we are 59 videos. Boom. Good night.